day 23 of living in the new house. My mother has arrived this morning with some food supplies, and she's out mowing the lawn for me, which is a massive help because we're starting to get a little bit long. Not terrible, but a little bit long, so it could do with neatening up and tidying. I've also not long got off the phone with the electrician, just going through a couple of revisal bits for the quote. So I've decided to remove the LED coving in the kitchen because it doesn't really work on top of the room for the cabinets. And I've also chosen to remove one of the outdoor sockets, so I don't really need 4 sockets at the back of the house. So yeah, that'll help bring the cost down just a little smidgen from there, but we're nearly there now with getting all the numbers and everything else together. Spoke about proposed date, which I've suggested I'd like to try and start the electrical and plumbing work on the second or third week in September. But we'll have to sort of wait and see what comes back from the asbestos survey on Thursday. As to see what's going to happen with those. But yeah, apparently he's in contact with the plumber as well. They work quite closely, so they're not too far away from having a quote for that one, so I'll have a good idea of where it's going. I was getting a little bit concerned, because it was like, well, I need to get you to buy all the material. Turns out that actually he's able to get most of everything he needs. The only thing I literally need to buy is basically the security system, which I've already got spec'd and prepped, so that's good. So it makes the number a lot more palatable, which is good. But today, I think we're going to try and start on the second part of this wall, which is going to involve taking out this sink, unfortunately. I'm a bit dubious about starting it now, just purely because that's the main sink I'm using just while I'm in the bathroom at the moment. And I don't particularly want to remove it and not have it, so I've got to get it done out and back in today. So we'll have a look at the pipe work in a second and just decide whether that's what we want to go for, or whether we want to do a slightly different task today. The plumbing itself is relatively simple. You've got the 2 pipes, the hot and cold and the waste, which should be able to drop off relatively easily. And then there's that back brace at the back there, which should be able to lift pretty cleanly over the rest of that pipe work. So I'm not overly concerned by that. Problem I was having though was trying to get these drawers out. So the release mechanism is in the side of the drawers here. It's this little handle you lift up. There's one on either side, and unfortunately the one on the other side is buried down there. Now what I managed to do is get my ruler in there and push the plastic plate off, so hopefully I can at least get in there now and slide the mechanism. If I can't, then what I may have to do is bend my arm around and release all the pipe work and stuff inside of here, move the entire unit that way slightly, so I can then get out and get the drawers out to do what they need to do. But we'll see if we can get the drawer out now, and I'll update you whether it's a success or failure. Great success! There we go. She's free. There's a bit of a struggle with all the silicone, but we've got it out there. And that's effectively where it will go when we reorganise everything. Now, obviously, it's not going to stay there now because I've got to get the plumbing sorted, but it does mean I've got all this free space now to get on with removing this wall. That's actually really good. I managed to get that piece off in one go, which, to be fair, I may be able to use to, I don't see fully patch up, but at least do a half panel there. And the best news is actually there's no holes at all in it as well, which is great. So there we go. We've also got some measurements on the wall. Anybody want to decipher that, feel free. But yeah, really glad I got that off. Actually, looks like there's some damp on there as well, which isn't great. So glad I've got that off now. I'm glad that wall's coming down. I'm glad I'm putting ventilation in the bathroom. But yeah, pleased. My father's also just rocked up, which has been helpful because he's been holding the bag for me while we've been stripping all of that. But we've got the rest of the cardboard out. What I'm deliberating is I'm going to have a go at trying to get this piece of plasterboard off straight away so I don't have to take the shelf out now. Probably going to go wrong, but we'll see how it goes, and I might try and pop this off as one big panel, or if it goes too wrong then we might have to chop it, but let's get on with it. There we go. No more plaster. We've got the worst of it off. Obviously it's not completely neat, but most of the plaster's out now, so we've only got the wooden studs left to take out. Now, I'm probably going to be a little bit careful with how we do that, because I think this maybe, I don't know whether that's tying into that and supporting up that wall as well, but hopefully we should be able to just chop this out, gently lever this off without causing too many issues. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging, and obviously do the floor piece. But yeah, we're all the way through. I've just come to take the skirting board off down the bottom here. And we've got like a full-on archaeological like painting dig. We've got this mesh at the bottom. We've then got layer number 1, which this is the same laminate we used to have at my parents' first house. We've got layer number 2, which is the laminate we currently have at my parents' house. And then we have laminate number 3, which is the one that's currently in here. So it's like multiple layers of laminate under here, which is interesting. Everything's back to normal. It's almost as if nothing happened. Yeah, so the cabinet's back in, nothing's leaking, which is good. I managed to get it pretty secure, probably just going to knock that bit of silicone off the side there. What I've also done is I've left the top part of the stud in just because I still need to get this checked to see whether there's asbestos in it. If there's not, then we'll bring it down, but at the moment it's just, I'm just going to end up crushing this board on this side or crushing the plastic on that side. So I'd rather crush this side, but I don't want to crush this side until I know what's in it, which is good. So yeah, we're all there. We've knocked that lump of cement off the back of the switch, so it's not ideal it's hanging there, but it'll do for the time being. And the main thing I've got to watch out for obviously is these two pipes in the ground now. But yeah, we'll just do the final clean up, detool, sweep down, give it a bit of a mop to get rid of some of the dust, clean up out there. And then we'll have to start planning what we think we're going to do for being able to board this up, because it's a bit of a weird construct. Not going to go into it right now because I need to think about it for a minute. But yeah, absolutely stonking. We've ripped the wall out ahead of schedule as far as I'm concerned, because we said we're going to do it this weekend and it's gone. So yeah, great stuff. We've cleaned, we've dusted. My mum's also cleaned the living room of all the bits I'd left from ripping out the coving and the papering, so everything's back to a good start for next week. It's about 20 to 11 at the moment, so I'm not going to go any further and start anything now. I've got 3 vlogs worth of footage to edit, so I've got to catch up and do some editing on that. So I'm going to sit here tonight and do some editing. Also had a good call with my sister today, and I think I may have mentioned that I'm looking after Theo from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now her preference is for me to go over there to look after Theo, which is great. It's fantastic because it gets me out of this mess for a period. So we're going to go over there, but it does mean that I've got nothing. Well, obviously I won't be making any progress on the house, and to be fair, I think I need the rest, which is brilliant. So what I'm going to do is do some measurements during the course of this week and try and draw up a material list for what I need to do, because what I don't want to keep doing is paying a truck to deliver things like fence panels and plasterboard. I'm not going to get in the back of a car. Just want to order everything I need in one go and get it here. So be a good break for me to get over there, play with the pupper, and draw up that materials list. But yeah, we're going to leave it there for the evening. I'm really pleased that I managed to get all of that done in one weekend. In reality, I probably could have done it in a day if I hadn't have obviously had to be human and live and shower and look after myself and everything else like that. But yeah, pleased that we got that done, and obviously getting up on time, that would have been the other one that would have had on time. But yeah, pleased we got that done. So we'll leave that for today for the progress, and I will catch you all tomorrow, where we're probably going to finish stripping these walls and maybe even the ceiling right after we've just cleaned everything. So yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow.